Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Bubblegum Reviews. My name is Steve, and today's review will be on the movie here next to me. We have Assassins with Sylvester Stallone, Antonio Banderas, and Julianne Moore. This is a first-time watch for me. The only reason I actually gave this movie a shot was just based off of the cover, because I'm like, ooh, these two guys, I like them. I really like Antonio Banderas, so that's the majority of the reason. Was it worth one watch? Yes. Was it worth any more than that? No. Little quick summary into this is so we have Rath and Bain, who are both assassins, and in order for Rath to move up the ranks, Bain to move up the ranks, he has to eliminate Rath, which Rath is Stallone and Bain is Antonio Banderas, for those of you that are following along. One day, Bain gets his wish when Rath becomes the mark that he has to eliminate. And all in all, they both find out that they're being played by the same person. So, to start things off with this, Antonio Banderas did a fantastic job in this. He was very energetic. He was the one that made this movie what it was. Well, not what it was, because technically it was a piece of crap, but he was the one that made me entertained in this movie. Stallone felt very stale and just boring and just kind of there to go through the motions. Julianne Moore, she was kind of the same thing. So one thing I read is Richard Donner actually he felt the movie would have been better if he had Stallone be Bain and Banderas be Rath. It would have been worth a shot, obviously. Who knows? That could have been the possibility. The other thing is the director that did this, Richard Donner. I'm a huge fan of his. I like a lot of the stuff this guy's done. I'm kind of surprised that he did this just because it doesn't feel like a Richard Donner film, in my opinion. It really doesn't. Like the other stuff I've seen him in, and this was just like the writing suffered. The story itself was very familiar. I don't know. I just didn't care for this movie overall. I did like the shooting locations, very familiar. We have Seattle, Washington, and Portland, Oregon. And then we also have the beautiful Puerto Rico, which that was really nice. But overall, this movie fell flat for me, aside from Antonio Banderas. It's funny, too, because the last film I did, without Eugene Levy, that movie fell flat. And now this one is Antonio Banderas. Without him, this one falls flat. I don't know. Something about these movies where one actor shows up and everything else is just out the freaking window. Director in this, we have Richard Donner, who also has done movies such as the whole Lethal Weapon series. He did The Goonies, he did Maverick, and he did Scrooged. I've seen all of those. I like all of those. I'm pretty sure... No, I've reviewed Maverick and Scrooged. IMDb gave this a 6.3 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 16%. Video Hound gave it a 2.5 out of 4. I gave it a 3 out of 10. And that 3, I feel like solely goes to Antonio Banderas. Box office, we have $83.3 million on a budget of $50, which $15 million of that went to Stallone alone. Crazy. So $33.3 million was the total after that. My interesting fact was Mel Gibson was actually a possibility to direct this, but he ended up having to kind of say no after Braveheart started to take up most of his time, and it's like, thank goodness, because Braveheart's a fantastic movie. With that, though, Mel Gibson directing this, I wonder how this would have turned out if he would have kept Stallone and Antonio Banderas, and how this would have been. Because Richard Donner, as I said, is no slouch as a director, so I'm not saying Mel Gibson is, or I'm not saying Mel Gibson's even better than Donner, just because that's tough to say. I mean, Mel Gibson's done some fantastic movies directing, but so has Richard Donner. But his are they're good. It's more of a fan favorites kind of thing. A lot of Richard Donner's films, Rotten Tomatoes kind of hates on, I feel like. But anyways, yeah, so that's it for that. Up next will be either Shaft or Patch Adams. I'm not sure exactly which one just yet, but we'll see what happens. With that, everybody, you guys have a good day. Like and subscribe. Check out my letterbox. Check out my eBay. I just got new slots, so I've been adding Blu-rays. I've added some PS2 games, some Xbox 360 games, and I'm going to, like I said in my last review, I'm going to start adding some music CDs, so check it out. All right, you guys have a good day. See you guys next time.